Hey everybody! Today is the day. I'm so excited about launching the Master MCP cohort. This is going to be a totally new thing from anything else that I've done before, and I couldn't be more excited. And so I'm not going to belabor anything. We're going to just get right into it. Everybody, I want you to go to this page, EpicAI.pro/launch. Head over here because we've got a cursor party going on. In fact, let's just do this. Let's have everybody join us. Come join us for the launch party. This is going to be so fun. Okay, so I'll just give you a second to join and see your cursor flying all over the screen. We are going to launch this together. It's going to be a really fun experience, so you do want to be on the page when we're on here. I'm seeing a bunch of US, Germany, Canada, India, Israel, yeah, all over. Everybody's everywhere. It's so exciting. I'm so excited for us to do this. So if you're new here, the Epic AI launch this Master MCP launch is all about teaching you the way to build for this new user interaction model, which is all natural language. Oh man, this is so exciting. Wow, look at all these people from all over the place. Yeah, thank you for joining. All right, we're gonna see. I kind of want to wait for more people to get here, but I also don't want to wait. I just want to get us going. You notice I've got a bunch of tabs up here. One of these tabs is just in case this button doesn't work. It's like in the background, just make sure that things actually work. So, okay, I think, man, I've got Argentina in here, UK, man, everybody, all over the place. Switzerland, oh, this is sweet. Brazil, what's up, Brazil? Yeah, good stuff. Okay, let's just jump into, oh, Josh said OH. Am I supposed to say IO, right? Like, Ohio? Yeah. Okay, do I have a total counter on the page? No, we should have put a counter on the page. Here, I'll count them. 1, 2, 3. No, just kidding. Okay, let's go ahead and I think maybe I'll wait for 2 more minutes. So while we're waiting, just to get more folks here, I just want to say thank you to all the people who have gone to these workshops before to help me solidify the material. It is awesome. And if you have come to the workshop before, you'll notice that your discount is quite a bit bigger than everybody else's. So of course, as a thank you, as well as like you've already attended some of the material. But I've got lots more material for you. We're going to be covering authorization, something that most of you have asked me for. As well as MCP UI. It's so cool. I've got some really, really cool things to show you, even just today. All right, we're going to just go ahead and start. Here we go. Are you ready? Set, go. It's launched. It's official. You can now go to this page. Everybody come down, bring your mouse down to this link right here, click it, and we're going to go and explore that together. But first, I'm going to make sure that this actually works. So let me come here to the back end. Boom, commerce enabled. Ta-da! So that is good. It actually worked. I'm also going to be posting this. So let me post that and actually go straight over to here because I did not post a link. Let me pin this, pin, and then we'll reply with live. Yeah, here we go. With that. And also cohort. There we go. That. Get tickets here, or learn more here. There we go. Okay, and then Blue Sky does not penalize you for that, so we're going to just post this. And for including a link in the post. So let's go view that post, and let's also say live right now. Join us, ta-da! And then let me go over to Discord, do the same thing over here. Boom, send now. Now everybody knows this has happened. Publish, confirm. We are solid. We're good. We're happy. Everybody's happy. We're all awesome. Oh my goodness, what happened to this page? I don't know. But we're going to head over here. Yikes. I don't know what happened. But refreshing it, it should be launched now. Hey, this is fun. We're all still here. Okay, I'm heading over here. Oh my goodness. I didn't know that this was still going to be a thing. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that the cursor party was everywhere. Holy smokes. That actually is really funny. Okay, great. So we're going to be talking about what this is all about. Let me give you an overview of what you can expect from today. So first, I should have showed this right from the start. My bad. I literally made these slides this morning. I forgot. Everybody go there right now. And everybody did, so it's fine. So first, I want to show you a demo of MCP, just so you have an idea. Like, some of you are here just because you've taken some of my material in the past, and you know that I do really good work, and so you're just curious about what I'm doing, but you don't actually know what MCP is and what it can do and why you should care. And so we're going to do a demo to give you an idea of what this new user interaction model is all about. And then I'm going to give you a tour of that cohort page. Whoa, that's the video that I made this morning. We don't need that. Sorry, we're full screen. Here we go. I'll give you a demo of this, or a walkthrough of this page, so that we can all kind of talk through some things. I can elaborate on stuff. And then we'll do a brief Q&A. So keep those chats coming. I will go scroll through those and answer questions when we get to the brief Q&A. I will keep it brief so that we can just get the most common questions answered right up front. And then I'm going to take you on a tour of the Epic Workshop app, because some of you haven't taken an Epic workshop before. And so just to give you an idea of what this is all about. Then I'm also going to show you the Epic Workshop MCP, because lots of you, even if you have gone through an Epic Workshop, you may not have ever used the Epic Workshop MCP. And this is really cool because it's a little bit meta, because the Workshop MCP is an MCP server that I built to help you with the workshops about MCP. And then I'll give you a preview of how MCP works, and then a non-brief Q&A. I cleared my schedule this afternoon. Big thank you to the people who were flexible to make it so I could do that, so that we could answer questions and stuff and spend as much time as we need. So, if some of you are just like too eager and too excited, then of course, of course you can come over here and enroll right now, and that should work just, you should be just fine doing that too. I see you. Yeah, let's go. Okay. So let's get started with the demo. This is pretty short. I just posted it to make it easy for me to show it to you. And I'll stick the link for this in the chat here also. But yeah, so let me pull this up. So I'm asking Claude, which has some MCP tools installed, to write a journal entry in EpicMe. So this is natural language, just telling it what I want it to do. For me at kensiedodds.com about my trip with my son, get a location and weather conditions, and make up a creative story with relevant tags. Okay, so normally if you want to write a journal entry, you're going to write out the whole entry, but we're going to just let the LLM do that for us. So the first thing that we see here is Claude wants to authenticate with EpicMe. Okay, that's interesting. So let's let it authenticate. It's going to authenticate with me at kensiedodds.com. And my MCP server responded and said, hey, that a validation token was emailed. Could you go get that token so I can verify you are who you say you are? And so I go to my email, I grab that token, paste that in, and now it's going to validate that token. And now it knows who I am. And now we're going to talk to a different MCP server called Locationator, and then a third MCP server for the weather. So all three of these are different services. And this is one of the things that makes MCP so cool, is that all the different services don't have to integrate with each other. The agent manages that integration between these things. So the get current location is an MCP server running locally on my machine. It gets my location. At the time I was recording this in Poland, so don't worry, it's not my home address or anything. And then it heads over, takes that information and sends it to the Get Weather MCP. And so those two things don't have an integration. Those are completely different services, but our agent is acting like an assistant and using these services to accomplish my task, which I think is pretty rad. So now that it knows where I am, it knows what the weather is like, it can go ahead and list it, find what tags I already have in the database. It can create some relevant tags for the article that, or the, what's the thing the journal entry that that it's going to write for me. And now it's creating the entry, and it's pretty funny. You can pause this at some point to read through some of this stuff. It's kind of fun, but yeah, now it's going to create that entry. And with that, I can then ask it, hey, please show me the journal entry you just made. So it's going to go and request that. And now it's going to, that sends back JSON, but it displays it to me in the way that seems most reasonable. And in the future, and in fact, even in the workshop, I will show you how to actually respond with UI so that your MCP or the agent can display whatever UI you want. So you can still have a lot of control over that experience. And Claude doesn't currently support MCP UI, but I expect it will in the future. So, and on top of that, you can also foresee in the future that generative UI will take place a lot here as well. And so if you don't necessarily know the UI that's most relevant, the agent would know, then potentially in the future, we'll be able to send it some components and it could piece those things together. Very, very exciting stuff right here. So then I say, hey, go ahead and delete it, log me out, and it does that. And I think that this is the most exciting thing since, I don't know, since React or even since jQuery. It's a hugely massive step change in the way that our users are going to interact with our services. So I'm really, really excited about MCP. And that is why we're going to help you master the Model Context Protocol. So coming right here, let's explore what this is all about. So yeah, for AI to do anything useful, it needs to be more than just a chat box. And so here, without any, oh man, I think the cursor party is causing some heartburn. We added this just yesterday. Okay, here we go. The cursor party seems to have left. Maybe that was just a funny thing from transitioning from one page to the other. Anyway. Yeah, so Claude is not able to do anything because it doesn't know about like me and the blog posts that I have read or anything. And so adding the Kent Seed Odds MCP server, now it knows, okay, so you are logged in and I can get the most popular posts from the page or from Kent's website, and I can get your specific post reads. So based on those, here's an article that you haven't read yet. Now, this is kind of fake because, of course, I've read all of my articles. I wrote them, but I didn't have any post reads in the database, evidently. And so it can give me that information. And this is what's cool. It's just exposing your tools and your services to the agent that the user is wanting to use. And I think that is just, that's pretty epic to me. Okay, so 5 reasons why MCP is worth your time. It's useful now, and I'm going to show you another demo of the Model Context Protocol server for the Epic Workshop app, and that I think is going to be really exciting too. So yeah, absolutely useful now. Sentry, Playwright, Jira even, Notion, Stripe, there are like tons of MCP servers all right now, and lots of them right now are focused on developers because developers are of course going to be the early adopters of this. But as more and more people start using this, and more of the clients that they're using support MCP and we have more useful servers, then it will be very much a consumer thing as well. So that is really exciting to me. But right now, it is useful and it's awesome. I have some personal MCP servers that don't really make sense in the context of other people using them that I use to automate some of my workflows and stuff. And I hear all the time enterprise software teams jumping at the opportunity to automate some of their internal workflows and things. So this is huge. This is really, really huge. Yeah, there's absolutely hype. I know lots of people are concerned about all the hype. There's also a lot of substance to this. It's progressing rapidly. substantially. The ecosystem is really growing. Every single week, new servers are popping up, and it's awesome. MCP UI brings the best of both worlds. So sometimes having a UI is what we need. Sometimes natural language is awesome for me telling the AI what to do, but when it talks back to me, maybe I want a UI. Maybe I do want a button to click or whatever. And MCP UI is enabling that as well. Still really early on that side of things, but there's a really awesome agent right now that lots of people do use called Goose that has really great support for MCP UI, and that's what we're going to be learning about as well. When you do MCP UI, it creates awesome experiences. This is not some sort of bolt-on thing. So you can't just say, oh, I've got an open API spec'd API. Let's just install this package and poof, now I've got an MCP server. That is not how you do it. Notion found out the hard way that they tried something like that, did not work very well, and so they redid it. And there are countless examples of stuff like that. It's really common to feel like that's all that you need to do, but you need to do more. And you can create some really awesome user experiences, and we're going to talk about that in the workshops. And then while MCP is still in its really early days, its adoption for it is rapidly expanding. I'm in a Discord server for collaborators on the spec, and there's an introductions channel, and every single day I'm seeing people from all sorts of companies, Microsoft, Amazon, yeah, just everywhere. Tons and tons of companies are really into it, including the labs. Anthropic, of course, created the MCP, but also ChatGPT and like the Open AI folks are in there as well. Yeah, Microsoft is actually way into it, which is really cool and exciting. So yeah, really cool things going on, and it is just constantly improving. Even though we do, it's useful now. You can actually use it now. So it's really useful now. All the right players are interested and actually doing work, and there's huge potential. You put all that together and you have an epic future and even an epic present. It's really cool. So yeah, these are definitely future forward skills that we're going to be learning in this cohort. So let's talk, and yeah, Miles had something really nice to say in one of my workshops. Super, super nice. So thanks, Miles. Okay, so let's talk about what this cohort is all about. So it starts on September 22nd, and it runs for 2 weeks. September 22nd is a Monday. So it runs for 2 weeks to the following, so to the next Friday, which is like October 3rd or something like that. So pretty comprehensive. We're going to be covering MCP fundamentals, advanced MCP features, authorization, and MCP UI. 4 workshops, and the cost is less than that of 2, especially like right now during the discount phase. And so that is pretty exciting. And lots of the things that you learn in MCP are actually pragmatic principles that you learn from Epic React and Epic Web and everything. In fact, if you go to the Epic Web principles, so many of these things still apply in the context of building an MCP server. So lots of transferable skills. It's super, super cool. And everything is in a guided learning environment that I'll give you a demo of really soon. It's super great. If you've never experienced it before, then you're in for a real treat. Every single workshop that I give, in fact, if you have experienced it, throw it in the comments here. Tell people what your experience has been like. If it was good. If it wasn't good, you can just keep your mouth shut. No, just kidding. Okay, so yeah, if you've been busy building user interface for the past few years like I have, you'll be able to use those skills with MCP. So we'll talk about how to create servers, a vocabulary, how to add UI, authorization, and authentication for user-specific data, and latest features. So it's very, very cool. Lots of stuff. So let's talk a little bit about the format. I know that you're really busy. Sometimes a live workshop is really hard. You can't get the work off for an entire day or 2 days or something like that. The documentation is insufficient to cover everything. You don't know what you don't know, and so you are easily missing stuff. It's out of date, sometimes conflicting, because especially in this fast-paced thing, it's moving really, really fast. So it's hard, and learning is hard, and it should be. It's supposed to be hard, but it's not supposed to be confusing. Having a guided path of learning where the struggle that you're having is the right kind of struggle is really important. And so, it is supposed to be hard, but learning alone is harder and not in the right way. So my new cohort approach solves these problems. There are new lessons and challenges dropped 4 days a week across those 2 weeks. So it keeps the excitement level up without burning out. And that also keeps, even though it's self-paced, it keeps us kind of working together. And so you'll be with hopefully thousands of other developers who are also going through this. And they also just barely got this new material. So they're working through all the same things together, which will help a lot. There are lots of bonus challenges throughout the workshops so that you can keep on going. If this wasn't quite enough, you want to just keep on working on it and developing your skills there. We're learning together with an exclusive Discord. In fact, I don't think that anybody has posted here yet, but here it is, the Discord. Here I'm going to say, welcome everyone. So happy to have you here. So, and then we also have a Q&A right here where you can ask your questions and get answers. I will be very active in these channels to be available, especially as new content is dropping. On top of that, I will also have office hours on Monday and Friday, both weeks, and twice. So I'll do one in the morning and one in the evening for me. That way, if you can't catch the one in the morning because it's bad for your time zone or something, then you could at least catch the one in the evening. So yeah, that's going to be really, really great. That's not something that I can do with a live workshop very easily. So yeah, near daily lesson drops will keep things going. You have put it on your calendar energy. You need to actually make time to learn. And on top of that, yeah, most days you'll spend 1 to 2 hours a day on lessons and challenges with scheduled days to allow room for real life. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday are the days that content is released. You'll have Wednesday if you need extra time to catch up or something. And then, of course, the weekend as well if you want to spend extra time or you just have like real life things that you got to deal with, which is nice. So brand new curriculum, deep enough for us to get a real working MCP server that can do a lot of really awesome stuff. Tightly edited, rolled out. And I didn't actually write this out, but like as a part of this, it's not just written material and those exercises. It's similar to other workshops that self-paced workshops you've taken in the past where there's a video. Like for example, my hooks workshop from Epic React, there's videos for each one of these. This is me introducing the workshop, and then here's introducing the exercise, and here's introducing the problem that you're going to solve, and here's me solving the problem so that you can have experience with it. All of that is the experience that you're going to have with MCP. And so you will have the videos, you'll also have the Discord, you'll also have the office hours, and with everybody else going through the same thing together, which I think is just fabulous. And it's released over time, giving you plenty of time to keep up if you need to spend a little extra time on something. And on top of that, you also get the workshop MCP server, so you can talk to your AI agent, and it's all the latest stuff. That's the beautiful thing about this is, like I talked about how the documentation can be out of date. Still, lots of agents don't know what MCP is. They think it has something to do with Minecraft or something. And so by using the MCP server that is inside of the Epic Workshop app, you'll be able to have the most up-to-date information. It will be able to explain things to you, and it has the right context. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, and then Matt also said something nice about the training material, the platform, which is pretty cool. So yeah, for day 1 and 2, this is the first part of the first workshop, MCP Fundamentals. We'll learn about tools, resources, and prompts, as well as setting things up. And then days 3 and 4, we'll get into advanced MCP features like advanced tools, elicitation, and long-running tasks, which would be really, really great, awesome. And then workshop 3 is days 5 and 6. So starting with the second week, simple UI and advanced UI features, really, really cool stuff there. And then MCP auth. We're going to set up our MCP server as a resource server. We have an authorization server that we'll be using, and we'll talk about how to kick off an OAuth flow so that you can make sure that your users are authenticated and do actual user-specific data sorts of things, which is pretty cool, like you saw in my demo. Here is a quick preview of what the workshop app is like if you've never gone through this before. And I'll take a quick break. I'm almost finished with this tour, and the next thing that we're doing, the next thing on our schedule, is the brief Q&A. So throw your questions in, keep the questions coming. I know I'm seeing chats coming in. I'm going to finish up with this the cohort tour really quick, and then we'll get into answering any questions that you have. So throw the questions in there, and we can talk about it. So you'll be working on your own machine in your own editor with your own AI assistant that you use every single day. The workshop app facilitates that for you, so you never miss a step. You never get completely lost or anything. It's a completely guided experience. And in fact, if we just embiggen this a little bit, this is a screenshot from the Advanced MCP Features Workshop from step 2 of exercise 1. So you've got your nav over here, you've got the other people who are working with you, you've got your instructions, you have the MCP inspector that allows you to connect to the MCP server that you're using. This is always set to what you're working on, and so you don't have to worry about making sure that you're pointing to the right server or anything. You've got this playground directory that you always work in. You don't have to worry about losing track of where you are. As you progress through the workshop, you just press a button and poof, you're on that step and your code is all ready to go, and your inspector is ready to go on that code too. Really, really great. You absolutely are going to love this learning experience. And then on the editor side of things, if you have an editor that supports MCP, which is most of, I think all of the popular editors, Cursor, VS Code, they support MCP. You can install the Epic Workshop MCP server, and it can do a bunch of stuff. So first of all, it can actually authenticate you, which is kind of neat. It can also give you your current progress and stuff. We're doing progress tracking, so you can pick up where you left off. It can set your playground. So you can say, okay, I'm ready for the next exercise. It can do some diff analysis. So you can say, what actually changes in exercise 2, step 1? Or you can even say, hey, how am I doing on this exercise so far? What do I have left? And it can see a diff between where you're currently at and where the solution is at. Super cool. And you can also say, I'm pretty sure I got exercise 3, but could you please quiz me on it? And it will quiz you with questions based off of the topics in that workshop. It is so cool. It is super duper cool. So definitely, look forward to that. It's going to be really, really awesome. Okay, so early bird pricing. $525. Regular price is $750. You might have a better price. We do support global pricing, purchase power parity. And so if your price is less than $525, congratulations. Also, if you did come to one of the workshops that I've hosted on EpicAI before, you will also have a better price than this early bird pricing. This will go until the countdown timer drops off. So make sure that you are jumping on that as soon as possible. So we've kind of talked about lots of this stuff. Also 30-day money back guarantee. We do have completion certificates. You'll have lifetime access to all the videos and materials. I'll mention, because this is a common question, there could very well be updates to some of the material, and that will be like some minor updates, and that will be free. But if there's a major update or I re-record the videos or something, that will be a upgrade fee if you want to get the latest things in like 6 months from now or something. You'll have lifetime access to the videos that you're buying today. And as well as like the history of the Discord and all of the office hours, all of that stuff you'll have forever. Team discounts are available as well. So that's that. Keep the questions coming. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me anywhere on any platform. Or if you're watching right now, then ask me in the chat right now, and I will come over here and answer them. So, that's where we're at. Brief Q&A. Let me see if there's an easy way for me to to like show this. Here's my dashboard. Oh yeah, don't want to show that right now. Okay, well maybe I'll just, can I like just do this kind of? All right, we're gonna do it this way. I don't want to do it this way. How do you like? I should have thought about, oh, let's just pull up the whole chat thing. So let's do this. We'll go to YouTube. Here, live. There it is. And then we'll go to X. And over here, let's pop this out, and we'll pop out chat. Okay. And it looks like it's not going to show me the chat history, which is a bummer. And then we'll come over here. We'll do it this way. Whoop, here we go. We'll pop out chat here as well. And then we also have Twitch is going on right now, which I might have to log in because I'm never over on Twitch. So Twitch login. Yep, that is my auth code for the next 30 seconds. Okay, can't see dots. Okay, and then we'll pop out chat here. I know there's a way to do that. Pop out chat. Yeah, here we go. They use the same icon for 3 different things. Okay, here we go. We've got chat. Let's jump on this. Okay. Let's answer. We'll go through the YouTube questions, and I'll just make sure that we didn't get any. Actually, I can look right now. We got a couple things on X. Somebody on X asked if it's fabulous. It is. It is fabulous. Okay, it looks like most of our questions are coming in through YouTube. So this is going to work out okay because we have history here. All right. So do you have a total? Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Page is unresponsive. Yeah, we didn't exactly test this, the cursor thing very well. It was just thrown in there just for the fun of it. So hit refresh, and it should be plenty responsive now. We get a discount if we paid? Yes. If you came to a workshop before, just make sure you're logged in with the same account that you were logged in before when you paid for it, and your price should reflect that. If it doesn't, then email support. Yeah, good question. See. Yes, it is quite heavy, but it's a lot of material, a lot of value. So I don't charge just because like I want to earn a ton of money. I charge for the value, and it's that is what it's worth. And we do support purchase power parity as well. So that is also a thing that might be helpful to some folks. Okay. Yeah, you do get a discount. So you're all good there, Steve and Blurred. Quick question. Do you need to know ML fundamentals? Be good AI engineer. So maybe. It depends. AI engineering is a really, really big topic. So if you're going to be working at a lab, building a model, then understanding ML fundamentals will definitely be helpful. If you're just building MCP, then you don't necessarily need to understand ML fundamentals. Actually, in fact, understanding web fundamentals will help you more. Just like understanding request response and stuff like that. How much tokens it consumes? How can we control this? I'm assuming you're talking about MCP. So you actually, this is one of the beautiful things about MCP is that you won't necessarily be using tokens. And in fact, in our workshop, we are not using any like third-party AI service to build out our MCP server. Now to test it, yeah, we'll probably be using AI agents and stuff. You'll want to experiment with that. But yeah, for building an MCP server, 0 is the answer. Your user is going to be the one creating the or using tokens to interact with your service, and you want to be aware of that and not abuse their token limit and stuff. But yeah. How does it decide to create tags? Was that in the prompt too? I'm not sure what this question is about, Christos. Feel free to throw more context in a future question. Sounds like microservices. It's not microservices. If you can clarify why you think it sounds like microservices, then maybe I can comment on that more. Big fan of Epic React. Thanks, Rama. The course looks amazing. Just curious what all we can expect to get out of it. Well, I took you on the tour. I expect that this was public, or you sent this before I took you on the tour. MCPs before, Playwright MCP. So wondering how much this will level up your skills. Well, if it definitely, if you've just used the Playwright MCP, then this is not teaching you how to use MCP servers. This is teaching you how to build them, which is a much more sellable skill, I should say. Hey, Jeff, thank you for signing up. I appreciate that very much. Something that I say sometimes is, I don't jump on hype trains, but when I jump on the train, I turn it into one. So not in a bad way, but in like, hey, this is serious. I promise you, this is like based off of my actions. You got to believe me. This is the next big thing. And so I'm glad that my excitement is contagious for you, Jeff. And I hope that you're really happy with the cohort. I'm looking forward to having you be a part of it. It's amazing learning setup. It really feels the years and years of experience. Oh, thank you, Leon. Is it Leon? I've seen you around before, and I'm pretty sure I've messed up your name before too. But thank you, Rasmussen. Love the first 2 workshops. Getting the last 2 cheap is awesome. That's right. Let's go. Thank you for coming to the first 2. I'm glad you loved the first 2. I love that you posted this as well so other people could see that the first 2 were really good. So the first 2 I have delivered as live workshops, the fundamentals and the advanced MCP features. And so that's what KHLD is talking about. What I dislike most about Kent's workshops is finishing them. So sad. Well, that honestly, right here, this, Josh, is one of the beautiful things about the cohort model is that it's, oh, hold on. I misinterpreted what you said. You're like, this is the same, oh gosh. This is the same problem with bacon. Like the worst part about bacon is when it's all gone. But, or fill in your favorite food or dessert or whatever. I interpreted this to mean that you had a hard time finishing, and I know now that that's not what you meant. But if you do have a hard time finishing things, which I know a lot of people do, one of the best ways to actually finish something is to actually go to a live workshop, because like you're there, you're accountable, you've set aside this time. That's for various reasons that we've already talked about. That's hard to do. And so the cohort is the next best thing, because now you've got thousands of other people who are all going through it together. There's a lot of excitement and you feel more accountable. And so, yeah, you will finish it better. But I can't tell you that finishing it won't be sad. I'm glad that you enjoy it enough that you're sad when you finish. Too expensive. Hopefully the purchase power parity helps. Definitely take a look at what the price is for your region. Is this course up to date with modern features? Yes. In fact, I'm actively working on it constantly. I am a participant in the specification as well, so I'm very much aware of what's coming. And there will probably, there's a pretty good chance that some things will change even as we go through the cohort. And I will do my best to keep the material up to date and even as we go through the cohort, because things are just changing so much. But from what I can see right now, there aren't like really massive changes that are underway, like the big change that we had with authorization or the streamable. So yes, it's using all the latest of what we have right now. Cannot make promises for a month from now. And I don't control the evolution of the spec. But we want the spec to continue to evolve. There are still gaps and stuff, so it's fine. Are installments possible? No, we don't have support for installments. I think that Stripe might have some support, so you might as well go through the checkout process and just see if, I think sometimes there's like this option for that. But no, we don't support installments. Yeah, hopefully, Jim, the purchase power parity helps you with that. Alexis, congrats on launch. Front end, do you know, or do I need to know the back end, at least basics, for MCP? So MCP servers, that's what we are doing, is all back end stuff. When we get into MCP UI, we'll be doing some front end. But I'm focusing primarily on the MCP portions of this. And so with the way that the MCP workshop app works, you don't have to, like the things that are not relevant for MCP, I just kind of do for you. and you can go back and learn those pieces if you're not familiar with them. And so we're very focused on MCP. If you don't know backend at all, you'll probably be fine, especially with an AI assistant as like built into your editor. I think that you'll be fine. You shouldn't have to understand backend technologies very well to be able to be successful in the MCP world. So sick. Thank you, Sergey. And congrats again on the Bolt second place. That's pretty legit. Good job. Guessing too late to sneak TMCP in the course. Yeah, sorry, Paulo. It's really hard for me to go in and teach something that's not as standard. And so maybe one day eventually, like there's still definitely gaps in the standard MCP SDK, but they are working on it. So it's kind of hard. But I recommend that you keep working on it. It is possible that it could overthrow the standard SDK. What technologies are used during the workshop? So the SDK is the thing that we're using, the official SDK. That's the primary thing. When we get to MCP UI, we're going to be using React Router and React for the UI portions. You don't have to know React or React Router to be successful in those because we're not really focused on that portion. We're just focused on, okay, now send a post message so the host application knows that you're ready and knows that you want to call a tool and stuff like that. So those specific technology choices aren't really that relevant for your learning and experience here. You could take the knowledge that you learn from MCP UI and apply it to Vue or Svelte or jQuery or even Rails. If you wanted to go that route, or PHP and Laravel and stuff, it all still applies very much. And then on the authorization side of things, we are using Cloudflare, but one of the things that I'm excited to show you about with that is everything that we learned in the first workshops, all of the tools, prompts, everything, those don't change at all when we switch over to Cloudflare. It's just like some wiring up and stuff. And then once that's all wired up, boom, everything else is exactly the same, which I think is pretty cool. Good question. Yeah, and a laptop. Yes, you'll be using a laptop. And then, of course, the workshop app that I will demo for you here in a little bit. If you live in a poor country, then definitely go still take a look. We do support purchase power parity, and so that price will be significantly less for you. Purchase one of your workshops. Log into your EpicAI account, and that price should go down. Okay, where did we go? Yep. Price is USA oriented. Again, purchase power parity, go check. Is everything TypeScript? Most AI tooling is Python. Yes. So the cool thing about MCP is you actually don't need the AI tooling because the AI tooling is what the agents are using over here. MCP is MCP is the connection between what they're all doing over there and what you're doing here. So I would actually say a lot of the MCP servers are actually TypeScript. In fact, I think the SDK for the TypeScript SDK is the most used. And so that's not why. The reason we're using it is because I think it's the best. I love TypeScript. But yes, everything is TypeScript, and a lot are going to benefit from that. Once I'm done with this, will I be able to build an enterprise AI with authentication authorization with different MCPs available for different authorization? So I'm not going to teach you how to build an agent. That's not something I'm doing. Maybe one day in the future. If you want to learn how to do that, check out Matt Pocock. He's got some really awesome stuff on AI Heroes. I'm focused on the MCP side of things. And on that side of things, yes, once you're finished with this, you'll be able to, you'll know everything you need to know to be able to build enterprise-specific MCP servers with authorization. We don't learn the authorization server side of OAuth. That's like a huge topic. It would take 5 days to teach you how to do all of that stuff. But most enterprises already have one of those in place, or you can, for smaller companies, you can use a third party or something like that. We have a custom built one that, well, it's built on top of a package that handles the authorization server side of things. And then what we're learning in the workshop is the resource server side of things. That's terminology that's specific to OAuth that you will learn in the workshop. But yeah, that side of things is something that we can teach in in the workshops in our series, and very relevant to MCP. And so that's what we're focused on. But the short answer to your question is yes, you'll be able to build enterprise MCP servers when we're done with this cohort. Why is it not possible? That's feel free to shoot an email to support, and if they get enough emails, then they may decide to add that feature. Dropped a question in Discord. Oh yeah, I forgot. We also have folks on Discord. There's a, let's see. I'm not sure where you dropped that question. We do have a live stream chat, but yeah, it looks like nobody is chatting there. So I'm not sure where your question is. So, oh, hold on. Sweet, we've got folks jumping in here. What is up? Yay! Welcome, welcome. Thank you. All right. And now, actually, because you have access to this, you can add the lightning bolt to your name if you want to. If you try that without having access to this, the bot will say, nope, sorry, you don't have access. Okay. Will there be a walkthrough on setting up one's own server for our niche purposes? We kind of know or how your MCP server is more aware of MCP. I'm not sure what you mean by this piece, but there is a I already have a video that shows you how to get a new MCP server set up and connected with other services. So yes, if I understand your question correctly. Yeah, I saw some of these flags, Zane. Yeah, we got a couple. No, but if you flip the flag, oh, huh, that's funny. Cool. Where do I find the support link? If you go, just do email team@EpicAI.pro, and that's the support. How do you think about AI-assisted learning? When do you see the line between helping and a crutch? I think that AI-assisted learning is really valuable. Learning is still, it's still important that you have your hands on the keyboard doing the same sort of work that you will be doing in like the real world. But yeah, AI-assisted learning I think is really, I think it's critical. Like you need to spend time. You need to do what you do in practice, and that's what the workshop app does for people. Is it helps them practice what they are doing. So what they are going to be doing. And so that's what the workshop is doing, is helping you practice the way that you're going to be developing. And the way we develop is with AI agents. So I think AI assisted learning is critical. What's up, Ramon? What is up? Super hyped for this. Thanks, Blurred. Genuinely believe we are early on MCP. I agree. I envision this being a standard skill as a dev. I agree with that also. Are you going to increase the scope to agents? Seems like agents. Yeah. Check this out. Okay. EpicAI.pro, events. Yeah, here we go. MCP workshops. Right here, we've got fundamentals, advanced features, remote authentication, and user interface. So those are going to be included in the cohort. But then here are some others that I'm planning on doing eventually. And agent-to-agent communication, that is definitely a thing. I actually think that it will be really common in the future for you to build an agent that connects to MCP and controls a lot of your own services, and then users can chat with your agent. But then you make another MCP server that exposes a chat interface or tool, and now users can hook up their agent to your agent and that work through that chat interface. I think that's going to be really, really significant, and a lot of servers are going to be built that way. So we'll get there. I don't know of any that are doing that right now, but I think that would be a really cool demo. Yeah, I agree with you, Yago. I think that is definitely going to be a thing. Sentry has agent MCP monitoring to keep track of tokens and tool calls. It is really handy. Yes, it is. Here, I don't know if I should show you. There maybe like secrets that you shouldn't see will be in there. But yes, I'm using it and it's fabulous. And actually, it turned my observability workshop into like just a couple lines of code changes and configuration and stuff. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about observability now that it's so easy with Sentry. So we'll see when we get there. But yeah, huge fan of Sentry's tools. Do you know if WebGPU can be optimized, used to optimize AI MCP? I don't. I don't. But with MCP, you don't typically have to be like running an LLM in your MCP server. That's one of the beauties of it. And so I don't know that it's entirely relevant. It's certainly not relevant to any of the material that is covered in this cohort. Why do you pick TypeScript? Because it's the best, of course. TypeScript it's what I use. It's what I'm best with. Nobody wants me to teach them Python or Go. That's for sure. And so the main answer is because I don't know anything as well as I know TypeScript. And also, I think as far as the SDKs go, the TypeScript SDK is receiving the most development. So I think it's actually the right direction to go. Even if I understood Python and Go, I would probably still pick TypeScript. And I think a lot of the innovation is going to come from the TypeScript side of things, in large part because of MCP UI. I'm looking forward to frameworks being built that makes all of that work together really nicely. Omar, what's up? Do we have access to any materials after signing up before the 22nd? You have access to the Discord server, and that's it, to the exclusive channel here. September 22nd is when the materials officially launch. You do actually have lots of the materials actually already open sourced. And so you can go through it, but you won't have access to any of the videos, and those videos won't have transcripts. And so the AI assistant won't be able to help as much and stuff. So, you can absolutely go through some of this stuff. If you want to, as things approach, I will be sending emails to those of you who've signed up with different things that you want to look at to prepare as kind of prerequisites and stuff. The 22nd is when things officially start. Raul, what's up, my friend? And here you are right here. Hey, just joined live session, already upgrading my subscription. Thank you. Thank you, as always. I'll be sure to get a ticket for anything you offer. Aw, Raul, that's nice. I appreciate that. And it's good for those who are watching who've never gone through any of my material before to see stuff like this so that they know that I do know what I'm doing here. So thank you. I appreciate that very much. I have Epic Web. Will I be eligible for a discount? So Epic Web is an entirely separate thing. We're not doing those kinds of discounts. We're if we did a discount, it wouldn't be as big as the early bird discount anyway. So the early bird is a really big discount as it is. Don't care much about MCP, but if you say it's worth looking at, then let's freaking go. Awesome. Watermelon. I love it. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate your confidence in me. Thank you very much. If you joined the stream late, scrub back toward the beginning of the stream. I gave a demo of MCP in action, and hopefully that gets you a little bit more excited about what MCP can do for you. Okay, have you ever been disappointed in your workshop? Hopefully, have never been. I thought you were asking if I've ever been. I'm glad you haven't been disappointed. I recognize you. Thank you so much for your support all this time. Hopefully this is a blast. Been trying to learn MCP from others. Must say I've been never been convinced. I believe you will. Yeah, let's go. I will. It's going to be awesome. Any recommendations over complementary courses to yours? So I actually mentioned this earlier, but Matt Pocock's AI Heroes is really, really great if you want to learn how to build an agent. And like I said, in the future, I do think that agents will have a lot to do with MCP. And so learning agents would be really good. If you don't know TypeScript, he has some really great TypeScript courses as well. And then, of course, with MCP UI, you are going to want to know how to build UIs. And so I've got Epic React that you should go learn there. And even full stack development with Epic Web will be relevant in this future as well. So hopefully those are helpful. Curious to grab a full stack course or this. Yeah. You're already working in this industry, as in like the MCP industry. That's cool. I don't know how to advise you unless you give me some more specifics on what you're trying to accomplish. But the MCP stuff is, I think, a skill that you're going to want in the future. But full stack development is still super relevant, so it's hard. Raul, you're so nice. I hope I never let you down. That would be the saddest thing if you ever finished one of my workshops or something and you felt disappointed. So thank you for your support. Jonas, is there going to be another cohort after this one? So this is a good question. After this cohort, I don't plan on doing any more cohorts for the rest of the year, but I do plan on doing more cohorts after like Christmas, New Year's and stuff. So we'll just see how this one goes, and if it goes well, which I think it will, then we will do more in 2026. Does MCP still not fetch as a transport in SDK? I remember. Oh, yeah. No, so we actually don't use the MCP transport for the HTTP streaming. We use a custom transport that is built by Cloudflare. I think it's silly. That said, my personal website, if you go to kentsydodds.com/MCP, that MCP server is using a custom transport that I built so that I can use fetch. You could look at that. Can I still benefit if I don't join the live sessions and just follow the course? Yes, you can. You can, of course, you'll have access to all the videos. You'll have access to the office hour recordings, and you can go through the Discord discussions. And even after the cohort is over, like you can still chat in there, and people will still quite likely be active in answering questions for people and stuff. So if you can't join the live sessions, that is totally fine. It's better if you do. The office hours Q&A will, you'll benefit more if you can actually be to one of those. We'll be doing, 8 of those sessions. So is that right? Yeah, Monday twice, Friday twice, then Monday twice, Friday twice. Yeah, 8 total. If you can't make it to then that's okay. I'm looking at the schedule, day 1 through 8. If we miss a day, will everything be recorded? Yeah, so the way that it works is the material will be available to you similar to like the testing fundamentals here. This is from Artem. So there will be videos in here that you watch on your own. And you work through the material on your own like this. And so what's launched on those days is just now you have access to the videos. You can join that at any time. And if you miss a day for some reason, you're like on vacation, you don't want to do anything, that's fine. You'll still be able to go through it. The only thing that you have to be like there and present for to get all the value is the office hours on Mondays and Fridays at one of the available times. You don't really need to worry about like the specific days. And yes, everything will be recorded. Okay. Yeah, keep on working on it. It's good. I think that it exploring more ideas is good, even if it ends up not totally going somewhere. You'll be a much more capable engineer having built that, and maybe be able to contribute back to the official thing to make it better. So, how long are the workshops? I need to plan multiple days off. No, you do not need to plan multiple days off. You'll be able to do it at any time throughout that time. And even if you have to say, you know what, I'm too busy right now, I'm just going to pause, you can come back later, watch the recorded office hours, and go through everything at a later day. You should plan for about 1 to 2 hours a day over the 2 weeks on average. Everybody's going to be different. Some people are going to want to spend more time on it. Some people have less experience in the particulars of things. And so, it'll be different for everybody. But you should be able to fill in whatever time you have available. That's one of the benefits of making this a cohort rather than a live workshop. Which Discord server will we have access to? Will it be the same as the Epic Web? Yes. So it's right here, the same old Epic Web server. You just will have access to this cohort chat. And so that's where we're going to be chatting. Power purchase parity price could work in Portugal. If you're confused or like think something is wrong, just send an email to team@EpicAI.pro and they can help you with any of those types of questions. What time of day will the live sessions take place during the 2-week cohort? Let's see, what time of day is it? I've got it on my calendar already. And so let me go find it just so I don't tell you wrong. So these times here are in Mountain Time. So on Mondays, it will be at 10:30 a.m. and 8 p.m. So those are the two options. And actually, that's the same for the Fridays as well. And somehow I must have deleted those for the Fridays. So I'm just going to make those again. And it will be in a YouTube live stream that's private that I will share the link in the Discord. And then it will be available for you to watch anytime in the future. Okay, cool. We're getting toward the end of the questions. Then I'm going to be giving you a demo of the workshop and the workshop MCP server. So stay tuned. We're almost done with the first portion of the Q&A. Let's see. One key difference between building AI agents and building MCPs. Do we, like most web developers, need MCP development skills in the future? Your second question, I think yes, but that is a prediction of the future. As of right now, today, if you want to be a web app developer, you don't even need to know that MCP exists. Though that is increasingly becoming not the case, because you at least need to know that it exists to be able to use the MCP servers that are available, because they're just making people more productive. As far as building MCP, there are jobs that are specifically for building MCP servers now, and I expect that to increase, and I expect that lots of web developers will need those skills to be competitive in the market. But that, again, is a prediction. As far as a key difference between building AI agents and building MCPs, AI agents are going to talk to some AI model. And so you will talk to the AI agent, it will interpret your thing and send it to the AI model, and it's going to talk to the AI model. The MCPs are kind of an extension to that, where the AI model decides that it needs to retrieve more context or perform some sort of action. So it's going to call your MCP server. And then from there, it's all just code. You don't have to talk to an LLM or anything like that, though you can with sampling, and we're going to learn about that too. But that's the biggest difference, is you can actually think of MCP as like a different type of API that an LLM can call directly. It's very, very cool. This is crazy to see all this happening. Thanks. Thank you, Wall Markets. Okay. You can do it. Python is a breeze compared to TS. I'm sure that it is, but I like TypeScript a lot. And I can't write React in TypeScript or in Python. So I like TypeScript a lot. All these courses will be packed and will be completed by then. What? I hope they're packed. I hope you love it. Is early bird discount up to the 22nd? No. Cohorts, master MCP. So the early bird ends in 11 days and 7 hours. So then it goes to the full. It wouldn't really be an early bird if it goes up to the 22nd, because then it would just be the price. Only MCP course considering right now. Thank you, Yago. You're the best. I appreciate you very much. And thank you for all your contributions in the past too. Missed the beginning. Did you mention MCP UI? Yes. How do I think it will impact the future? Greatly. Feel free to scrub back. That's actually included as one of the workshops. We're going to be doing MCP UI on days 5 and 6. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Okay. Hello. Your website's MCP looks cool. Thanks. I can safely assume that this course will help me to build my own. Yeah, absolutely. When you're done, you will absolutely be able to build an MCP server for your website. 100%. Yep. Even if you have a login on your website like I do. Mine goes through OAuth and everything. It's very cool. Will there be another sale on Black Friday 2025? Probably, but not for Epic AI stuff. I don't know. It's possible. Maybe. I hadn't actually really thought about it. For Epic Web, probably. Epic React, probably. Yeah. Hey, Kent, with AI evolving, are backend roles seeing more growth than front end? As front-end dev is shifting to back-end or full stack, if I were you, I'd absolutely be expanding my skills to include more full stack stuff, doing back-end stuff. Epic Web will help you with that. As far as, like AI stuff, I do think that front-end will still be relevant in the future with MCP UI in particular, but I think that expanding your abilities to include more back-end would probably be a good idea. What times? So Ken, I thought I answered your question before, but it's 10:30 on Monday. It's on Mondays and Fridays. The office hours, which you don't necessarily have to be there for, but if you want to do Q&A, you will. It's 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time and 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Those are the two options that you'll have for office hours, both Mondays and Fridays. Where's the schedule? Everything is right here. I'll throw that here in the chat. Looking forward to this. Oh, thanks, Alexander. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're really nice. I appreciate that so much. See you there, September 22nd. All right, let's go. Student discount. We don't have a student discount. We have purchase power parity. We have the early bird discount, and then we have the discount if you've if you've come to one of the workshops that are going to be presented. Can I buy after October 3rd? I only miss live office hours. We are not selling after the 22nd. Once the 22nd hits, then the cohort is full and nobody else will be able to join the cohort. If you cannot come to the office hours and stuff, like you could buy today and then just not come and then go through it later. You'll be able to watch the recorded office hours and all of that stuff too. And you'll have access to the videos forever, all of that. So that is an option if you can't make it during those 2 weeks. Again, you don't have to actually be anywhere specific except for Monday and Friday, both weeks, either at 10:30 Mountain Time in the morning or 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So, and even if you miss those, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's just best that way. Okay, sweet. We've made it through all of the questions. So our next thing, after that brief Q&A of like 45 minutes, we're going to give you a tour of the Epic Workshop app and then Epic Workshop MCP. And then I'll give you a little preview of how MCP works and a non-brief Q&A time. Though, to be honest, I think we switched those maybe because most questions that come by this point will probably be people from who weren't watching at the start, and I'll just direct them to like back it up and I'll answer the questions briefly or something. So let's do the Epic Workshop app tour. We'll look at the fundamentals workshop to do this. So let me come over here. We'll go, turn on my workshop settings. I know there's a better way to do this. I'm just so used to the way I used to before the better way existed. So let's do clear. So what you're going to do is I'll give you a link to the repo. You'll clone it. You'll run a setup script. So it'll be node setup. Is it node setup? Or no, it's npm run setup. Here we go. And this will handle installation of everything. It'll make sure that your system is running the right versions of everything. Cursor wants to update. Sure, we'll update. Whatever. That's fine. Cursor is like shipping constantly. It's pretty wild. Okay. Here we go. So it ensures that you have everything installed. It gets everything set up on your machine. It loads up the cache, so things should be pretty fast. And then it gets your playground all set up. So then we run npm start, and this starts things up. You've got a couple keys that are supported. You have one to update the workshop. I'll hit that. There are no updates, so but it shuts down the server or restarts the server when you have updates. And so if I make some instruction change or anything like that throughout the the cohort, it will actually tell you that there are updates. You can just hit that, and now you have all the updates, which is quite nice. You can also hit K to get kudos from Cody. So if you're ever feeling down, just hit K, and you are tremendous at this. Haha. And then here I'll hit O to open up the browser. So here's what we're looking at. So you've got this page. This will have a video on it. That's what you'll get on the day one is the intro video to the workshop, and then you'll also have you notice this little slide right here. This is exercise 1 with some instructions. This will also have a video, and it has some instructions to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about here. And then you hit start learning, and here we've got our instructions. You can control this. This is kind of a new feature I built with AI, and I'm like so happy about this. Yeah, so there will be a video here as well explaining what you're required to do, as well as the instructions. Anytime you see this set to playground flashing, you need to click it, and it will update your playground to be ready for this exercise. So that's what makes it so that you never lose your place. Check this out. So if we come over here to the playground directory, and we go to sources index right here, ta-da! So this has all the instructions of what you're supposed to do for the exercise. And then you say, okay, I'm done with that one. Let's go to the next. And oh, we're going to go to the next exercise. Here we are. Now we're going to talk about simple tools. Oh, I've got set to playground. Let me click on that. And now I'm all set up for the next exercise. Here are new instructions. We've got the code from the previous exercise, all of that. And in some cases, the code changes significantly. So when we finish with these basic tools, we move on to resources. Now I hit set to playground, and things are completely different. Some things changed for me. Like everything kind of helps guide you through things. So if you ever get totally stuck, you can't figure it out, whatever, then you just set to playground. You don't have to finish the previous exercise to continue on to the next one. It always just keeps things going. And again, it's all in your preferred editor. So you could use Sublime if you want. You could use TextEdit. You could use Notepad. Anything that you want to, the Workshop app will actually work with, which is really cool. And on top of that, you'll never get lost either. Even though now we've got, oh my goodness, we've got a bunch of files. We've got our types. We've got the tools, resources, index test. We've got all the database stuff. Like, oh man, there's a lot going on. How am I going to know where all of these nice instructions are? Well, that is what the files is for. You click on this and it will open that file in your editor, which is, I think, pretty neat. And so you'll never get lost. And if you are totally lost, you're like, I'm pretty sure I did exactly what the instructions said and it's still not working. You can look at the diff, and the diff will show you the difference between what you have and what is on what is the solution. And on top of that, because you have the MCP server installed, you can say, hey, where am I at, or where am I supposed to be working in this exercise? And this is going to get the workshop context. It's going to get user progress, get exercise context. And yeah, here we go. Based on this, you're on step 1, simple resource playground directory is right here. Looking at your current progress, you need to do a couple of these things. And here, click on this. And that's the main file you're going to be working on. You're also going to be working in this file. So like you can ask, and you could say, what is the significance of adding resources to the capabilities? Why does that matter? And now it is going to explain that to you, and it has access to all the instructions. And when I have the videos, it will also have access to the transcript. So its response here will be even better. And you can say, okay, I'm ready for the next step. And now it's like, oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So now we're going to set the playground, and it updates the playground for me. And all of that. Yeah, so notice playground is still, yeah, okay, whatever. We're fine. But yeah, being able to talk with your AI assistant working with the workshop is just a phenomenal experience. You could say, I think that I understand exercise 3 pretty well, but could you quiz me on it? Bad request. I'll try it again. Here we go. And so it's going to get the instructions for quizzing, and now it knows how it's supposed to quiz you, including like all the context that it needs to ask the questions. And okay, what's the fundamental difference between MCP tools and MCP resources, yada, yada. And then you can answer it. You can say, I actually don't know. What is the difference? Or, and here it will kind of explain it to you, help you understand it. Or if you do know, then you can say, MCP resources are intended to be used and invoked by the user, and they're not really intended to perform any mutations. While MCP tools can be invoked by the LLM and can definitely just retrieve extra context or perform some sort of mutation. And then the LLM can say, hey, yeah, you got it right. Here, like, maybe let me correct some of your understanding if you missed something or whatever, and then it'll move on to question 2 to ask you more specifics about things. So like this is a mind-blowing experience. And if you get stuck here, so like we've got a bunch of stuff to help you stay on track and assist your learning. If you get stuck here, then you can go over to the Discord and you can be like, I've got a question. Whoops, cancel. Here we go. Question about this, whatever, and ask your question here. Lots of things will be like, how are we supposed to think about this in the broader picture of whatever? And we can all talk about that or predict what the future is going to be like, stuff like that. So it's really cool. You're guided through all of this. This will be hooked up to the chat as well, so you can ask your questions and all of that. It's going to be really, really awesome. Let's see. And then as you're going through all of this stuff too, you'll get to these steps where you'll be able to write down what you learned. That helps with your retention. Everything in here is built to help you retain what you're learning. And I couldn't be more excited about this learning environment for you. Oh, and on top of this, I totally missed this. There's the tests. And so you can run these tests to verify that your solution is correct. And it will give you some tips and different things like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, whatever. And then when you're finished, I'm cheating here, just setting it to this, setting the playground to the solution. But once you're finished with that, you can run the test again and test pass. Okay, great. I solved the problem correctly. So yeah, lots of cool things. If you want to see what things looked like before you started making changes, you can just run the problem. This is what it looks like when you start. And here's what how it's supposed to operate when you're finished. And you can run all of these at the same time. Here, let's list our resources. There's my tags. Boom. Awesome. But in the problem, let's connect and list resources. Oh, here. Oh, right. It's the resource templates. So there's no templates over here, but there's templates over here. Ta-da. So like you can compare the before and after. Lots of cool things. And of course, you can pull this up in its own tab and everything too. And it's all managed for you in a beautiful, awesome way. And most of the time you'll just be running in the playground. And yeah, this feature is really nice. Super nice. Now you don't have to open in a new tab to have a little more space, which is pretty cool. Okay, and let me show you also. So you have your account, you'll log in with your EpicAI account. You can go to preferences, and I showed you that like the playground gets overwritten every time you set the playground. You can actually persist the playground. It will copy your work in progress somewhere else, and then you can go review that later if you want to. Yeah, you can control the font size and stuff, which is pretty cool. You can control the resolution of the video if you have like data saving requirements. Lots of really cool stuff. It's pretty neat. I think that you'll like that, the workshop learning environment. So yeah, talked about the MCP demo or the MCP server, the workshop app. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about how MCP works. And yeah, and then we'll go into non-brief Q&A time or answer any other questions. So feel free to throw questions that you've got. So here we learned this in the very first of the workshop. MCP is really just standing between your user or your service and the agent that the user is using. So we call these agents the host application, and they manage the MCP client. And then you are the server that manages that MCP server. The protocol manages or standardizes the communication between these two. So Claude is an example of a host app. IDEs, ChatGPT. In fact, lots of GPT's offerings are not necessarily chatgpt.com, but like the services that they offer that people build on top of. So for example, the recent voice model that they just released has built-in support for MCP. And so you could build an application that uses that and connects to MCP servers in that way too, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of different ways to use this. And we're focused on the server side of things. For the first 2 workshops, we're going to be working in this way, where it's a local server that's running not as a HTTP server, but just like a node process. And then the second 2 workshops, we're working as if we're running remotely on a different machine over the internet. But yeah, these are kind of the different structures. You have a server that has a local data source. You have a server that has a remote data source. You can actually have another server that has both local and remote data sources. That's actually the Epic MCP, the Epic Workshop MCP server is that way, where there are some local things. There's also some remote services that it's talking to. And then you can have a server that's just completely remote. And that's when you need to start talking about, okay, OAuth and authorization and stuff like that. The MCP standardizes the communication between the client and the server through JSON RPC requests and responses. And the way that looks is actually kind of simple. And in fact, I'll just show you, we'll look at the solution to exercise 2. So the very end of exercise 2, this is what a server is going to look like. You'll have this is a little bit of a spoiler for some of you. You have your MCP server that's been configured. Here's the name, here's the title and the version. Then you'll also have instructions. We'll talk about how to make those instructions really good, because those are like for the LLM. It's important for your instructions to be good for the LLM. Then we'll have capabilities that you have available, and then you register tools. So this is a really simple server. It has a name. You have a title that can be displayed to the user, a description that is useful for the LLM to know what this is for, input schema, so arguments that the LLM can pass to the server, and then you have your callback. And this returns a standard JSON RPC response for the content that you want to send back to the LLM that invoked the server. And then for us, we're doing standard I/O. So this is just a process that the client is spawning. Like I said, we've got those 2 different kinds. You have those that are local on the machine and those that are remote. We'll cover both of those. You have the standard I/O server transport. You connect the server to that transport, and now the client and server can communicate in both ways. And that's a little preview of what MCP does. And you can do anything inside of this async function. You can talk to third-party servers. You can, in this case, because we're running on the machine, you can talk to the local file system, stuff like that. It's really, really powerful. And there's much more than this. There's lots of advanced tools, sort of things. You have proactive notifications. You have sampling and elicitations. You have progress updates. And then MCP UI and the authorization stuff and prompts and resources. There's just so many things, and that's why it's a 2-week cohort. So there you go. That is everything that I wanted to show you. Let's get back to any last questions, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay. Beyond dev tools like IDEs and AI such as Claude, where can MCP be applied in the consumer world? Curious about potential uses for non-technical audiences. Yeah. So Shopify, Spencer, I think I recognize you. If we've met before, hello again. Shopify in particular is investing heavily in MCP UI specifically. And so Shopify is very much into the MCP stuff. So when you said e-com sellers, there are things that still need to happen. I think I'm not very tuned into that world and where they're at currently, but I know that there's a lot of interest from Shopify as a player in the MCP world. As far as like other non-technical audience, So ChatGPT has support for MCP. It's not quite there yet for like the non-technical audience, but it's getting there, and I think that it will get there. And once you've got more of that, then we just need a lot of quality servers. So I'm working on the quality server side of things by teaching you all how to make quality servers. And then hopefully the bigger players will have stuff to handle everything else. Goose is another example. This is not necessarily for a technical audience, though a lot of people in the technical world use this. But like people at Block who created Goose, they've got like marketers and stuff who are using this all the time. They have their extensions. An extension is an MCP server. Claude calls them connectors, and ChatGPT calls them integrations. And then like really technical tools like IDEs just call them MCP servers. Yeah, so there's some stuff or like it's continuing to evolve. And in lots of cases, MCP is even used with like internal agents. Like one example of this is Postman. They have an MCP server to control Postman. And so they've got a chat, and you can just natural language say what you want to happen. And then you can see it happen before your eyes in Postman. It's very cool. So I see like some stuff happening like that where MCP is just used as the mechanism for structured tools. So there's a lot of places where you can apply this in the consumer world, but not as many as I would like right now. And so we're still waiting for some more consumer-based tools to get there. Okay, here, I just want to say thanks, everyone. Woo! Yeah, this is exciting. I'm so excited. Let's see. Hold on a second. I just marked something as red, and I don't want to have it marked as red yet. Okay. How long are office hours? I'm planning on an hour, but we'll see. Yeah, that's what I have scheduled. That's what I'm going to promise. It's possible I could go longer. Yeah, I have in the schedule, each office hours session is an hour. So it's 8 total hours. If you want to come to both, you can. Both each day. As web developers, do we really need to learn the underlying implementation of LLMs, such as transformer architecture, or is it just enough to know how to use them? I think that if you're a web developer, you do not need to understand the underlying implementation of LLMs. I think that you can be a more powerful user of an LLM if you do, but yeah, I don't think it's absolutely necessary. And with MCP as well, it's the same thing. You'll probably use MCP more effectively if you understand how LLMs work, but it's not absolutely necessary to build a quality MCP server. Are you gonna, or did you already share the current workflow using AI? You'll see it naturally as we go through the workshop cohort. Eventually, maybe I will, but I feel like my workflow kind of changes all the time. So insane how much value you get out of this. Oh, thanks, Sergey. The coming soon stuff is included or will be extra. So I'm just covering the 4 that I talked about. Fundamentals, the advanced features, MCP UI, and auth. And anything outside of that, anything that's not available by the end of our cohort, it will be extra. I will probably make some updates, like some small updates, typo fixes, and maybe like add a link here and there. That will be freely accessible, but any like new videos and stuff, that would be a paid upgrade. Can you recommend resources to learn fundamentals of AI, LLMs, yada, yada? Yeah, we're starting to get to questions that aren't about the master MCP. So I'm going to start wrapping this up. I don't necessarily have resources on the fundamentals of AI and LLMs. Sorry. We'll learn like some stuff around that in the MCP workshops, though. How much of this will be repeat what we learned in the previous 2 sessions? So the first 2 workshops, so the first week will be a repeat of what you learned in the first 2 sessions, or in the previous 2 sessions, Bradley. The second week will be completely new material. And so that's why you get such a big discount as an attendee of the previous sessions. So thank you for coming to those. Just purchased. Thank you, Zane. Can't wait to learn. I'm so excited. Awesome. Appreciate it. I know it's constantly developing area. Excited about the future. Me too. Will it eventually transform to standalone product? I'm not sure. We'll see how the cohort goes. It probably will. But yeah, I kind of like the cohort idea a lot. So it just kind of depends. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, with that, I just want you all to head over here, grab your ticket to this cohort. It's going to be awesome. I think you're going to love it. I wish there was, I wonder if there's an easy way for me to see, because I want to be able to say, join this many people in the cohort. So let me just see if I can find out how many people have signed up for this already. 25 people have already purchased tickets. So join at least 25 people for this this 2-week cohort. And I am expecting that we'll get thousands of people who are in this cohort. So it will be a lot of people that you can look forward to joining in this awesome experience, this learning experience that we're going to have together. It's going to be so fun. So thank you so much for joining. Bradley, how do you get the discount? Sign in to your EpicAI account and it should apply automatically. If you're not seeing it, then send an email to support@team@EpicAI.pro. So yeah, with that was super fun. Thanks everybody for joining. And we will see you all in the future. I just really appreciate all the support that you all have given me. Please share this with your friends. Talk to your boss about getting this for your whole team. I think that this is a really important set of skills that we need to use and learn in this day. So, yeah. Thanks, everybody. See ya.